Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're tackling something really fundamental, actually. Community wellness. We all think about our own health, but what happens when we zoom out a bit? Think bigger.
Right, like the collective health of our neighborhoods, maybe our workplaces, the groups we're part of.
Exactly. And our guides for this, well, we're drawing from a really insightful Lifelines episode hosted by Dr. Sirtaram Vishnoi, and also his article, Community Wellness Initiatives, a Lifeline. So yeah, our mission here, it's pretty straightforward, really. We want to understand why building these, wellness-focused communities, why it matters so much, not just a feel-good thing.
No, much more than that.
And maybe give you some practical takeaways on how it works, how you might even get involved.
Yeah, exactly. And what's interesting right from the start is Dr. Vishnoi's whole idea of community wellness itself. It's about deliberately shaping our environments. And think bigger than just your house, right? Your street, your office, maybe even online spaces, making them actively support everyone's health and well-being. He actually breaks it down into 4 parts that all connect: physical health, mental health, social connection, and environmental health, too.
Okay.
So it's not just about you or me making better choices in isolation. It's about creating the whole context where those healthy choices are just easier, more supported.
And that has a ripple effect, you're saying?
Exactly. Rippling out to homes, workplaces, schools, neighborhoods, the whole lot.
Okay, so let's dig into that why. Why should you, listening now, care about this shift outwards? Dr. Vishnoi's Lifelines episode lays out, I think, 5 really compelling reasons. The first one is what he calls collective health, which sounds pretty intuitive, doesn't it?
It does.
When a community actively pushes for healthy habits, makes resources available, well, the health of the whole group improves. We can be talking fewer chronic diseases, maybe better mental health overall.
And maybe even lower healthcare costs, in the long run.
Right. It's that idea of a rising tide lifting all boats.
It really is. And if you think about why that works better than just individuals trying on their own, think about those social determinants of health. Things like, do people have access to healthy food, safe places to exercise, good social networks? Community initiatives can tackle those things directly, things individual actions often just can't fix alone, so you get broader, more lasting improvements.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
And it leads right into Dr. Vishnoi's second point, which is the power of support systems. We all know it's tough, right? Sticking to new habits, going to the gym, eating better, whatever it is.
Oh, absolutely.
But when you're part of a group with shared goals,
Yeah.
suddenly you've got this network, emotional support, mental, practical help even. That accountability, that encouragement, it can make all the difference.
It really can. I mean, psychologically speaking, social support is just massive for behavior change. Just knowing other people are on the same journey, sharing the ups and downs.
Yeah.
It builds that camaraderie, makes it easier to stay motivated.
Taps into that need for connection we all have.
Exactly. Which, flows right into the third reason he gives: social connection and inclusion.
Yeah, this one really hit home for me. I think, especially today, lots of us feel kind of isolated sometimes.
It's a real issue.
And building these wellness communities, it directly fights that. It creates spaces, physical or online, where people connect over, a shared interest in well-being.
And that fosters belonging, helps build real relationships.
And that feeling of connection, it's not just like a bonus feature, is it?
Not at all. It's crucial for our mental health, even our physical health. Research shows strong social ties, buffer stress, improve well-being.
Right. And Dr. Vishnoi also talks about empowerment and education. That's the 4th point.
Yes.
When wellness becomes a community thing, it naturally creates more chances for people to learn about health, about self-care.
Which empowers everyone, right, to make informed choices, to maybe even advocate for better health resources in the community.
Yeah, that empowerment piece feels really important. It's active, not passive. And then the 5th reason, which kind of ties it all together, is this idea of just stronger communities. When people work together on these well-being projects, it builds a shared purpose. You get more cooperation, more respect, more support.
It's like weaving the social fabric tighter.
Exactly. Makes a whole community more resilient when things get tough.
It's really fascinating, isn't it, how focusing on something seemingly personal like wellness can ripple out and build stronger social bonds, stronger communities, which leads us to, okay, what do these things actually look like? Successful initiatives. Dr. Vishnoi gives some great concrete examples in Lifelines. Things like accessible health screenings, vaccination programs.
Right, the basics, but so important for catching things early.
Crucial for early detection, preventing spread. Yeah.
He also mentioned community fitness programs. I picture things like, group classes, walking clubs,
Ah,
maybe those pickleball leagues everyone's talking about.
yeah, could be. And the great thing there is it makes activity more accessible, more fun.
And builds those social connections we were just talking about.
Exactly, hits
Yeah.
multiple pillars at once. But it's not just physical health either. The focus on mental health awareness, mental health support,
Right.
equally vital.
Definitely.
So, community initiatives like support groups, maybe accessible counseling, campaigns to, reduce the stigma, that's essential.
And educating people on coping skills, stress management.
Mm.
That stuff has huge positive effects.
Absolutely.
I also thought the food examples were really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Supporting farmers markets, community gardens. It gets fresh, healthy food in, yes, but it also creates those connection points again.
Right. And then if you pair that with workshops, nutrition, healthy cooking, you're really giving people the skills and the ingredients.
Empowering those healthy choices again.
Precisely. Making healthy options not just available, but also understandable and appealing within that community context.
And we shouldn't forget our surroundings.
Right.
Environmental health projects.
No, absolutely not. Creating green spaces, community gardens again, maybe neighborhood cleanups, that stuff boosts both physical and mental well-being. Plus, it fosters that sense of caring for your local environment, creates spaces to relax, play.
So it's a really holistic picture,
Mm-hmm.
which is inspiring. But, okay, for someone listening now thinking, this sounds great, but how would I even start something like this where I live?
Yeah, the practical how-to.
Dr. Vishnoi covers this in Lifelines, too, in a segment on building a wellness community. He really stresses starting by assessing what your community actually needs.
Sounds obvious, but it's key.
Yeah. Really taking time to figure out the specific wants, the challenges, maybe through surveys, or just talking to people at community centers, observing what's missing. That's step one.
That's absolutely right. You've got to understand your local landscape first. Is it about food access, mental health resources for teens? What's the priority? And once you have a better idea, then the next big step is collaboration.
Partnerships.
Exactly. Dr. Vishnoi really highlights this. Connecting with existing groups, healthcare providers, local nonprofits, schools, community centers, even local businesses. Pool your resources, broaden your reach.
That makes sense. Collaboration is a force multiplier.
Definitely.
And then designing programs that are genuinely inclusive. This really jumped out at me.
Super important.
Making sure there are options for, all ages, all fitness levels, different abilities, so everyone feels like they can join in.
Yeah, inclusivity is what makes the benefits widespread. You don't want to accidentally leave people out. And then, circling back to that social connection piece, Dr. Vishnoi says, actively create chances for people to interact.
Through the activities themselves.
Yeah, group activities, workshops, maybe community-wide events. That social fabric, it's just so critical for a healthy community.
And it's not like a one-off project, is it?
No, definitely not.
Providing ongoing education seems crucial, too. Regular workshops, webinars, maybe just easily available resources on nutrition, stress, exercise, keeps people informed and empowered long-term.
Exactly. Knowledge is power, like they say. And continuous learning helps reinforce those healthy habits, address new needs as they come up.
Right.
And finally, you need some way to, measure how you're doing, track progress, and be willing to adapt based on feedback on the results you're seeing.
Yeah.
Figure out what's working, what's not, and tweak things.
Always improving.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered the what's, the why, some of the how. Let's look at the big picture now. What's the lasting impact here?
Yeah, the long game.
Dr. Vishnoi talks about some really significant long-term benefits.
Mm-hmm.
One is just lasting behavioral change.
Mm-hmm.
When healthy habits get adopted within that supportive community setting, they're just much more likely to stick.
Right. That's the power of that collective reinforcement. When everyone around you is kind of prioritizing wellness too, it creates this positive loop, makes it easier for you.
And these initiatives, they also help build resilience, he says.
Huge. By providing those support networks, the education, the coping tools, they help individuals and the whole community really handle life's challenges better in healthier ways.
And then there's the potential down the line for reducing healthcare costs.
Right. The preventative aspect.
But focusing on prevention, improving overall health across the population, that could lead to real savings eventually. It's like an investment in well-being now for returns later.
Exactly. And maybe the most profound impact is enhancing social cohesion.
Bringing people together.
Yeah. Creating environments where people feel more connected, more supported, more invested in each other's health.
That strong sense of community, that's just invaluable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Leads to a higher quality of life for everyone.
It really does. Like Dr. Vishnoi puts it so well in his article, Wellness Grows Stronger When We Come Together.
It sums it up perfectly. Prioritizing wellness at the community level, it's not just a nice idea. It seems like a really powerful, practical way to build healthier, more connected, more resilient societies. Gives everyone a better shot at thriving.
Absolutely. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, maybe take a moment to think about Dr. Vishnoi's final thoughts. Just reflect on how maybe you, in your own life, your own circles, could help foster a more wellness-focused environment.
Doesn't have to be huge, right?
Not at all. Maybe it's starting a small walking group with neighbors, volunteering an hour somewhere, or even just making more effort to connect with people around you. Even those small collective actions, they can really spark bigger changes.
Yeah.
Dr. Vishnoi, through his work as a doctor and a community health advocate, he really shines a light on the potential here. And as we've talked about, the benefits are pretty significant. The Lifelines episode we drew from, brought to you by Supremedic, it reflects their broader interest in supporting healthcare and stronger communities.
So the core message seems really clear. The power of community when it comes to our health and well-being, it's just immense. Maybe as you go about your day, just consider what's one small step you could take, one small thing to contribute to a healthier, more connected community right where you are. Because as we've learned today, even the smallest ripple of collective action can end up making a really profound difference.